This video is on pedestrians. I think we all kind of passively look down on pedestrians as non-contributors. You assume, this guy did something wrong to get there. You know what I mean? If you're walking on the side of the road, you're probably, you know, guilty of a couple major, massive fuck ups throughout your life. You've probably done drugs, you probably had some sort of relationship blow up, probably several relationships blew up, sorry. And your finances are probably some of the worst that I've ever seen in my life. It's easy to make assumptions like this. And combine that with motorists, people with a combustion engine powered vehicle basically not walking anywhere besides to and from their car. It's basically let us completely ignore the fact that pedestrians' lives have absolutely zero value. I would say that the right of way is just about as good as it gets. Most drivers will give pedestrians the right of way if they see them. If they see them, and I think that's because it's like nailed into them in driving school. I don't know. I've never taken such a class or whatever, okay? So, yeah, I don't fucking know. But I'm pretty sure they're like, you need to let pedestrians have the right of way. You need to do that. So, I'm pretty sure it's not like they're nice people. No, that's just what they were ordered to do. Like. Obviously, what do you think people are just gonna give you the right of way out of the kindness of their heart? No, of course not. So, the first grievance of many is that the sidewalks are incredibly inconsistent. Some places have sidewalks, other places have those like little strips for like biking. I I seriously wonder if there's even a single person that honest to God thinks that they're going to use those and like not die. You know what I mean? Like they're fucking death traps. I don't care what color of paint, how much paint, or in what way you utilize paint. A small strip of paint on a road that is separating me from a motor vehicle traveling at 30 to 40 miles per hour, that paint is not going to make me feel safe. Okay, that shit is fucking insane. If you unironically bike in that little area, I think you finally lost your mind, or maybe you never even fucking had a mind to begin with. I don't know what to tell you. But the worst of that is that when there is a sidewalk, a custom, I say custom, but when they have a sidewalk, basically. I don't know why I said custom. If they have a sidewalk, there's no barrier. There's no anything to stop somebody from just slightly veering into the sidewalk and turning you into a fucking crumpled up bag of flesh. I don't even know. Like, returning all of your bones to little bits of shrapnel inside of yourself. So, like, why is that? Most highways or most roads, well, not most roads, but a lot of roads have some sort of divider on the side or something like that. And I think that's, if anything, more unnecessary than the divider on the on the sidewalks. Because if you swerve slightly into the other lane and plow into somebody else's car, there's a good possibility that both of you survived. I mean, unless you're on a highway. But with pedestrians, dude, if you just literally just a slight twist of the wheel and you've just instantaneously killed somebody, there's no way that you could survive that. It would be very easy to solve this problem. Super easy. Have you ever gone to like Walmart or Target or whatever, like any sort of department store, they have bollards outside, which are just like little concrete pieces to keep people from plowing a car bomb into the building, right? If you just put like a couple of those things, just every once in a while, not even that frequently, it would be infinitely safer for pedestrians, just like unbelievably safer. And I really struggle to see why that would be such an issue considering the amount of concrete that was used to make the entire sidewalk. The answer is it isn't an issue. It would be super easy to do. They just yeah, they didn't do that. They were like, yeah. I mean, why bother, you know? What, am I going to spend money to make it safer for pedestrians? What do you think, I'm insane? The crosswalks are another horrific example. The crosswalks, this is where it gets to the completely intolerable point. Is the crosswalks, dude. There's crosswalks in maybe about, if you're being generous, half of the places that you'd want a crosswalk. Literally about half. The other half, there's just no crosswalk. There's nothing. It's just a road that you have to cross. I remember in Vegas, this was a while ago, I was trying to get to the airport, right? And essentially, there was not a single crosswalk or literally anything. It was so bad. Somebody, like, took some sort of implement or whatever. They tore through this chain link fence so that you could cross this road. Like, this road had like a giant median with a chain link fence going through it, and somebody had to tear through that fence just to let you cross the fucking road. Like, what the fuck? If it wasn't for that guy, and why did I say it like that? What the fuck? But yeah, if it wasn't for that maniac that tore through that fence, I don't. Who's the real maniac? Was it the person that built the fence or the person that tore through the fence? I think it was probably both of them. To be honest, I'm not. I'm not picking sides. They're both completely insane. So I mean, that's just the system, though. You know, everybody's a maniac nowadays. So that was like strike one, and then I still had to cross another three roads with absolutely zero sidewalk. You just have to wait. You wait there, try and wait for a lull in the cars passing by, and then you just run for it, you know? And it's just like, what the fuck is this? You can't spare the expense to paint a couple white fucking lines on the floor? Like, this fucking sucks, dude. This is awful. And they have lights there too, so it's like, why not just let me fucking... it's just so stupid. It's so lame. You're not, the reality is you're not meant to traverse the area as a pedestrian. You were never meant to do that. So it's just fucking insane. Like, you just cross these roads. The absolute worst example in Vegas, there was like a literal highway. On Google Maps, it was fucking insane, dude. On Google Maps, it literally said, I mean, it didn't say, but like the dotted line on my pedestrian route to the airport. The dotted line, I shit you not, of where I was supposed to walk, just went across the highway at just like a random point. There was no crosswalk, there was no nothing. It just, Google Maps was literally telling me, like, brother, there is no fucking crosswalk, nigga. Run across the road. And it was a death trap too, because there was like an overpass, right, that sloped down, so you couldn't see the cars coming because they were elevated on that platform far above you, right? So they would just dip down, come careening down towards you, so you only saw them for about like maybe 5 seconds before they passed you. It was fucking insane. And I stood there for like 5 minutes just thinking, like, okay, there has to be another option. Like, surely this is not where I'm supposed to be going, right? Like, clearly. And then this fucking maniac guy, this maniac guy, this fucking maniac, he, this fucking dude, he's on a bike and he just, sure as shit, he just crosses the fucking road. And I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, if that guy's doing it, then I guess I'm gonna do it. And I don't know what it was. He came there, crossed it. He got like the perfect lull in traffic. I swear I sat there for another 15 fucking minutes staring at that road. And it didn't get any more clear than when that guy came up there, and it just worked, you know. It was like he had a secret key or something. Like the spot was just made for him, you know. But then when I finally had a lull in traffic, I sprint across the road, and immediately like four fucking cars just come down off the overpass. And dude, I shit you not, it sounds like I'm making this shit up, but one of the fucking guys, I don't even remember what car he had. I think it was like a pickup truck or something, because, you know, of course it fucking was. This guy lays on the horn and fucking guns his car towards me, like, swerves trying to fucking run me over, but I'm, like, already off the road by that time. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, wow, this infrastructure is awesome. I just have to sprint across this fucking death trap. Like, wow, guys, this is fucking awesome. Just like unbelievable. Like what the fuck? So, yeah, that's my fucking crosswalk horror stories right there. And then we got if you're biking, if you're biking, you have to basically merge into streets at random intervals to actually get to your desired destination. Because if you're walking, you can just walk like anywhere basically. But if you're biking, you have to have a flat, even surface. So you basically end up getting corralled into a street 90% of the time if you're not in like a super pedestrian centric area, right? Um, yeah, and that fucking sucks because there's no good way of keeping yourself from getting run over. The best way is to go into the left lane because you can see cars coming at you then. And you can assume that the cars that are coming up behind you would go on the right lane, right past you. And then when you see a car coming towards you, you switch to the right lane. But it's like this is incredibly fucking dangerous and just overall complete lunacy. Like, why am I being forced to do this? Going to the wrong lane is my that's my best bet for not getting flattened. Like, what the fuck is this? It sucks. Okay, it fucking sucks. And then I think the reason that I actually made this video, or you know, wrote the script or whatever, it was like a couple weeks ago now. I was just chilling on the sidewalk with this like gigantic snow plow machine. It was so big. It was like, I bet you it was probably like 10 tons. It was like 3 cars tall and 4 cars wide, and or 4 cars long, I should say, maybe 1 car wide. And then yeah, he was just plowing for snow, right? And then this fucking guy, he saw me 100%. Like, there's literally no doubt. I had my bike right next to me. Like, I was moving around and stuff. This fucking guy saw me. I don't want anybody saying, like, oh, bro, he probably didn't see you. I had my leg, like, slightly out from the sidewalk onto the road. Or not the road. It was like a parking lot, basically. This guy could have plowed literally any area of the parking lot besides the part that I was at. He just started plowing the parking lot. And I shit you not, this guy fucking... I had my back turned to the thing, just obviously assuming that he wouldn't run me over, right? Um, and I heard it coming, and I just assumed, like, well, you know, I better get out of the way just fucking in case this guy's a maniac, right? So I, like, throw my whole body, because I still have my backpack on, I throw my whole body into, like, this twist to twist me more onto the sidewalk, right? End up like crushing and obliterating like basically all the groceries that I had that I was taking home, which really sucked because that was like the only containers that I had for the groceries. So then I had to like, I think I just ended up stuffing it all into my backpack, which just fucking messed everything up basically. But it also damaged and destroyed a couple of the groceries, so that also sucked. And if I hadn't done that, I might not have a leg right now because this guy literally, sure as shit, went over the exact spot that my leg was hanging out with this gigantic fucking machine. And yeah, I mean, no, we don't know. You know, I don't know shit. Maybe if I had my leg out there, it would have just been pushed out of the way. Maybe it would have just been slightly bruised, or maybe it would have just been slightly cut. But there's always a possibility that it could have caught on my leg, then dragged me under the wheels and just flat out killed me. Or, who knows? Like, and that guy didn't give a fuck. He couldn't have given less of a shit about me or fucking anybody. He just, the guy's a fucking pure-blooded maniac, I suppose. I guess more of a psycho. But, I mean, that's basically just emblematic of how everybody cares about pedestrians. It's just like, if you don't get the fuck out of the way, I'm running you the fuck over. And I mean, they can, because there's literally nothing stopping them. There's no infrastructure. When somebody dies to a drunk driver, it's like, oh shit, like, that's fucking tragic, because this guy couldn't, he was drunk, so he was, like, basically, stupidified or whatever. Like, it impeded his judgment, right? When somebody kills a pedestrian, though, how many times were they drunk? You know what I mean? How many times have you heard a drunk driver ran over a pedestrian? It never fucking happens. When people kill pedestrians, they're with it. They are lucid. Okay? They are 100% in their right mind. They just didn't see you, or the infrastructure forced you to do something that is basically retarded. So, I mean, that's, once again, just, if you want a finger on the pulse of how dangerous it is to be a pedestrian, like, drunk drivers almost never kill pedestrians. It's just real-ass fucking people that aren't drunk at all that kill pedestrians, because that's how dangerous it is to be a pedestrian. You get killed by random fucking people that aren't even drunk. They're fully with it. That's just the system, or I guess not really the system, but like the infrastructure is seriously that bad. It is effortless to accidentally kill a pedestrian. So what's the takeaway, guys? What's the takeaway for this video? If you're a pedestrian, you need to consider the risk that you are taking in the routes that you're taking, right? Sometimes you have a little bit more risk to get yourself a shorter route. But if you're taking that route multiple times over consistently, you need to cut that shit out and you need to take a safe route, okay? This shit is dangerous, and these people don't give a fuck. For every person that does give a fuck, there's 3 people that don't, okay? Or if they don't give a fuck, maybe they do give a fuck and they just don't see you or whatever. It's too iffy. Just take safe routes, dude. Figure out a safe route. Take a safe route. Repeated risk is how you turn risk into actually things happening, which is not what you want, right? The term risk is a probability. It's basically saying there's a probability of bad things happening. By repeating that probability over and over again, you are turning it into a certainty that something bad will happen. So do not do that, guys. Do not do that. And also, there's a couple more videos that I'm going to sling together about this topic. But it's very sus how much of a car bias there is. Like, there's a lot of things that are very car biased. There's a lot of lobbying. Or there's a lot of something, dude. It's very suspicious how much just car-centric everything there is. There's going to be a couple more videos on this. It's going to take a while, though. I'm not going to do them in a row or anything. I mean, in all likelihood. But the car bias is sus. It's fucking sus. I guess I should name what the other 3 videos are going to be. Or the other 2, I should say. It's going to be this one on pedestrians' lives. Then there's going to be one on trains, why we don't see any trains. And then there's going to be one on the water engine conspiracy. So that's pretty cool. But, yeah, leave a comment or something. I'm not sure about this video. I feel like the start was terrible, but the start is always terrible. So, what's the complaint, you know? I don't know, it felt especially dog shit this time around. Maybe I will actually have to edit this video. I mean, God forbid, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Anyway, good video, good video. I'll see you around.